Hi guys, Bobby Elijah here again. I'm here with
Clarence.
Mr. Clarence, very exceptional man. So I just want to ask you just a few questions, right? I'm trying to why I'm doing this is because I feel like I was lost navigating my path, and like for a while I thought the best way to go was mentorship, and I started volunteering to be able to go into this. Then I started finding my space in marketing, and now I'm now so immersed into our AI and all of that. And I know you spoke about that a while in the hall, but I just want to ask you a few questions, which is, what was your biggest struggle in your journey as an entrepreneur, and how did you overcome it?
So my journey is quite unique, right? Because I started off as a graphic designer. I worked at an advertising firm. My earliest days were a major struggle for me. I came to Abuja, I didn't have a place to stay, I was caught in and I was locked out at some point. But over time, I transitioned from graphic. I just saw that design didn't really have the kind of future I wanted. So I transitioned into UI UX design. I wanted to build tech products. And I had an idea for a fintech. I still have the idea, but at the time I didn't have a developer to build it for me, so I had to learn to code. And I design and code my own product. I do have a team now, but that's something I always do. But the turning point in my entire career, actually, surprisingly, is my dad is my biggest cheerleader, and I lost him last year. When he died, thank you very much. When he died, I hit a hard spot because I actually stopped, like I stopped everything and felt I needed to fit into his shoes. And this is something that happens to a lot of people. You are in your journey, maybe in the earliest stage or something, and something really bad happens, like a loss. Our first, especially as a first son, right? Your first intuition or idea or something you think you should do is to become your father, become the father of the home, become the husband to your mom and all that. Sure. And it consumes us, it consumes our creativity. I didn't have a wake up call until I realized that I did not want to be my dad. He established a pig farm. Farming is a big thing in Nigeria, but it's not really about the money, right? I want people to have this is an I put a lot of context in things I say, so I might take a step back and this interview might take very long. But let me just try. I've been doing a deep dive on the evolution of everything, how men went from caves, flames, and to where we are now. And you look at computers. My dad was a software engineer too, anyway. So he used the earliest forms of computers in Nigeria. He worked at Guinness at the time, and I saw computers from the time when you turn it on because of the sound it makes. You have to go backwards because you are scared it would attack you or something. I experienced computer at that time. I experienced floppy disk. I also experienced us going from 5 MB to 75 MB to terabytes that we have today. And one thing I've seen is we've been growing, we've been evolving. And a lot of the times we forget that that's how things happen. When we just get left behind, we just assume, you know what, I can't get up anymore. The first thing I saw was AI. It's fascinating. It's beautiful the amount of things that we can do with AI. And the mistake we make is we use AI to a chat interface. It can do more. And for me, just realizing all of that, I didn't realize that I want to play around with AI. So I came back again, and the first thing I did was an AI-powered server monitoring tool. Helps non-technical founders because that's what AI is here for. It's making harder things simpler. So I'm using AI to almost every industry. This is a secret, but I'm going to say it out. I want to disrupt every existing industry. I want to make it as simple as possible. I want to change the way people interact with every single tool in every single industry. Finance, HR, as many as possible. I'm going to change it to make it more user friendly. You don't have to learn HR skills to do HR activities. You have to learn accounting skills to do accounting activities. That's the goal I have. Now that was my turning point. That was what brought me to where I am now. Yeah.
Interesting. And thank you for sharing that. I mean, that's big. That's you need to think big. I mean, I was at the point where I went for a conference, and one of the things that spoke to me was being intentional and um, thinking big. And kudos on that. Okay, so what does co-creation mean to you?
Okay. I'm a Christian, right? So I'm going to use a story from the Bible to explain. God created everything and he used words. But when he became man, his most prized possession, what did he do? He called the host of heaven to join him. Now there are lots of things that we can do alone. Co-creation to me is the easiest and the what word should I use? Proven way to build anything, to do anything. Don't rely on yourself alone. Now we are smart beings, we're intelligent, we know a lot of things, right? But when it comes to achieving things, I do believe that we need to have a companion. It could be another person, right? It could be somebody else that you bounce ideas off. But I still think AI has covered that spot. So instead of just two, you have three. What's the harm in having more people? That's my.
Interesting. My mom calls AI devil. Well, I mean, we'll find a way to still bring light out of find a way to still bring light out of darkness and all of that. So it's funny how you mentioned that. So how has faith played a big role for you in the way you see things, in the way you approach entrepreneurship and all of
I love
that?
this question. I love this question. I really, really love the question. And the reason why is half the time, actually in Nigeria, we have this mentality that owning a business, making money doesn't tally with what God intends for us. But then we forget that Abraham was one of the wealthiest people in the Bible. Forget that his generation were one of the wealthiest. And if you look at it, when God named the tribes, they were people that he assigned, and those people were what? Kings. They were tribal leaders. For you to be a tribal leader, it means you have a lot of resources. Now, I do understand that as we approach the New Testament and approach this time, people have become greedy. Now, the way I see faith in all of this is every lesson you need to learn to build a business is in the book of Proverbs. Every lesson you need to learn to sustain a business is in the book of Psalms. Every lesson you need to learn to be a good leader is in understanding the difference between King Saul and King David. How did David lead? How did Saul lead? What's the big difference and what's the lesson to learn? We're quick to condemn Saul for his leadership style, but we do forget that Saul was the person who created the fear of the Israelites among everybody around Israel at the time. Around every, I mean, let's look at this way. There wasn't a battle that Saul fought that he lost. He disobeyed God, yes, but he created the fear of God in the minds of everybody. So I do believe that when it comes to running a business, doing business, or even looking for a business idea, the Bible should be your foundation. It helps. It's the direction. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this. I hope that you get to listen to this and pick whatever it is that you think is going to be beneficial for me so much more. Thank you so much.
Very much.